Hey everyone, welcome to a special Saturday edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. We're going to do a special video today because we've got a very significant weather event heading our way by the end of the weekend. Things are just fine today. Today's a great day to get outside, take care of any leaves that you haven't taken care of yet, clean out the gutters. If you're going to the Youngstown State game this afternoon, real big game over at Stambaugh at 2 p.m. Weather looks great. It'll be in the 50s. We'll have clouds, a little sunshine as well. So anything you want to do today, weather's not a story. This is tomorrow and tomorrow evening we're talking about. And the Storm Prediction Center, a government agency that's responsible for issuing severe weather outlooks, like what's on your screen now, and also they issue the severe thunderstorm watches and tornado watches that go out. Well, they've put us, or at least most of Ohio, in a moderate risk of severe weather Sunday into Sunday night. This would be unusual in the spring. We don't see a lot of moderate risks here, even in the heart of severe weather season, maybe a couple a year. For this to happen in November, they really mean business with this, and so we really want to raise your awareness as to what's on the table with these storms tomorrow evening. So the red shading here, moderate risk, and when you put some percentages on this, they've outlined most of Ohio, all of Indiana, in a 45% area here, and what that means is there's a 45% chance that you will see some type of severe weather within 25 miles of any point. Pick a point, your house, Walmart, the grocery store, your grandma's house. You can pick any point, and there's almost a 50-50 chance that somewhere pretty close to that point, there's going to be either damaging winds, large hail, or hopefully not, but an isolated tornado. So again, this is kind of a serious situation, and the Storm Prediction Center also issued this map this morning, giving us some perspective of how unusual it is for them to issue a moderate risk of severe weather on day 2, not on day 1, but on day 2, when sometimes the uncertainty that is a little bit higher. As you can see, and this map goes back to 1998, and I should mention that this is for November. How often they issue moderate risks on day 2 in the month of November, going back to the late 90s. As you can see, this will be our first one here in Ohio, in western Pennsylvania, our first moderate risk on day 2 in November since at least 1998. So again, it just goes to show you how unusual this situation is. This is a tool that we can plug in current model data, and the tool will compare the weather setup that we have now to historical weather events that are similar to this. And it can give us kind of a gauge as to what types of severe weather we can expect, how many reports of severe weather we can expect, given how this event compares to past events and what transpired in those events. And, this map looks a little scary. It might be a little overdone, but the bottom line is, anywhere where you have blue dots here, that is wind damage reports. The green dots are hail reports, and red dots, there's much fewer of them, but those are tornado reports. Given the setup, the highest risk for tornadic activity is likely to be in northern Indiana, southern Michigan, and across northwestern parts of Ohio. That's where the ingredients will probably come together best. If there's going to be isolated tornadoes tomorrow, it'll be out there, Toledo, heading over towards Muncie and Fort Wayne and South Bend, Indianapolis, towards Kalamazoo, Ann Arbor, maybe Detroit. That's the zone that has the highest risk of tornadic activity. But look how much blue there is on this map. There's going to be a lot of reports of wind damage as this comes east tomorrow into tomorrow evening. Now this map does stop with tomorrow evening. If we, kept it going forward into later tomorrow night, there would likely be more blue dots of, severe weather reports in through here. So wind is going to be the big story. And let's take you through a sequence showing you generally what the radar should look like on Sunday. This is a high-resolution computer model, predicted or simulated radar product. Here we are at 10 o'clock Sunday morning. Now, during the day Sunday, during the daylight hours, severe weather, not going to happen. But there will be some rain around. There'll be some showers here and there. Here's 10 o'clock Sunday morning, some showers around northeast Ohio, western Pennsylvania. Let's go to 1 p.m. This is where some of us may start to get a fairly significant break in the action, with most of our morning showers pushing into central PA, maybe some leftover rain down in southern Ohio. But northern Ohio, a decent break seems pretty likely during the afternoon and maybe early evening as well. Let's zoom forward to 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and here's where the main show is really getting started. out in Chicago, heading down towards southern Illinois, into Indiana, and just about set to head into Michigan. Again, mid-afternoon tomorrow. This is the line of storms that's going to produce all of the severe weather tomorrow into tomorrow evening. So it's way out here at 3 o'clock. So we've still got plenty of time to prepare tomorrow afternoon. After sunset tomorrow evening, here's 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. Our band of storms moving through the heart of Michigan, heading into Toledo, just moved through Indianapolis, and it's knocking on Cincinnati's door at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. Battle of Ohio down in Cincinnati tomorrow, Browns, Bengals. Could be some rain during the game, but severe weather is going to hold off until after that 1 o'clock game, assuming it ends around 4:30. Severe weather should hold off until after that. That's certainly good news. There's few things more dangerous than severe weather rolling through a stadium full of people. All right, so that's 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. Let me back up here. Here we are at 10 o'clock tomorrow evening, and this is when we're kind of in that window of opportunity for us here in northern Ohio and western Pennsylvania. You can notice our line of storms moving through right about 9 to 11 p.m. tomorrow. I expect it to undergo some weakening, but not enough to rule out, damaging winds. So this will weaken some, but I do suspect it's still going to bring quite a bit of wind to the Mahoning and Shenango valleys between, say, 9 and 11 tomorrow evening. This setup is in many ways similar to what we had Halloween night, except it's occurring earlier in the night. If you remember Halloween night, we had a big line of showers with a lot of wind that moved through in the middle of the night. It was around 2, 3 in the morning. This is more of a late evening, 9, 10, 11 o'clock type of thing. But the radar may look very, very similar to what we had Halloween night. So once we're through the 11 o'clock hour and past midnight tomorrow night, we're out of the woods. Here's 1 a.m. Monday morning. Everything's gone. So this is in any one spot in your backyard. The threat for damaging winds will only last probably 20 minutes or so. But it's somewhere between 9 and 11 from west to east across the valley that we're keeping an eye on tomorrow evening. And, wind is going to be, again, the main threat. This is a map I want to show you real quickly showing how much wind is expected to be going on in the atmosphere a few thousand feet up. This is not here at the ground, but upstairs, maybe 3,000 to 4,000 feet. When you get into these oranges, that means wind speeds up there 3,000 to 4,000 feet above our heads could be up to 70 to 80 miles per hour or so. And when you get big thunderstorms, a lot of that wind energy can be pulled down all the way to the ground from a few thousand feet up. And so some of these really strong winds will get down here to where we live, and so there's a ton of wind energy that can be squeezed out during the course of this line of storms moving through tomorrow evening. So this means business. We want to raise your awareness as to what we expect to happen tomorrow evening. Stay with us on social media. We'll have updates today and, of course, tomorrow into tomorrow evening. Mike Joyce is in the Weather Center this weekend, and I suspect I'll be in giving him a hand at some point Sunday evening. So you're in good hands. Stay with us, and thank you for watching this special edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. Have yourself a great weekend.